Yeah.
Alright, for problem number 42, it says you have a right triangle, which means one of the angles is 90 degrees. It says another angle is 30 degrees. The opposite side to that is side A. The adjacent side is side B, and the hypotenuse is 3. Now, you said you already know how SOHCAHTOA works, but I'll just go through it real quick. What it essentially says is that the sine of any angle is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. The cosine of any angle is the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, and the tangent of any angle is opposite over adjacent. So, and I don't know if your teacher uses this variable, but this is called theta, and it just represents any angle. So going back, trying to solve for A. So I guess the first key to any physics problem is list down what you have, like all your knowns, and then what you're trying to find. So you know that the angle is 30. You know you have a hypotenuse of 3, and your unknown is A. So knowing that you have the angle, the hypotenuse, and you're looking for the opposite side, which out of SOHCAHTOA would be the best option? And I mean, if you look at it, if you don't understand the reasoning behind it, I can go through again, but the best option would be sine. So you essentially just set up that same equation, but replace the theta and whatever you have with your given quantities. What's the word? Yeah, something like that. Anyways, so you have sine of 30 degrees. You replace the theta in there with 30 equals opposite, which is just A, over the hypotenuse, which is 3. Okay, and now, just like any basic algebra that I told you before, if you want to find out what that variable is, you just want to isolate it so it's by itself, because then that'll give you an equation that pretty much looks like A is equal to blank. And so you need to find a way to get rid of this 3.00, and because it's being divided by that number, when you multiply a number by how would you say it? By its reciprocal?
Yeah.
Yeah, you multiply a number. No, that's a confusing word to use though.
But it's the right word.
It's the right word to use, but okay. A reciprocal is essentially
1 over the number.
1 over the number. So if you have A over B, the reciprocal is B over A. And if you multiply them together, you get 1. So if you think about this 3.0, it's essentially like saying A times 1 over 3.0. Like, that's how basic algebra works. A is times 1 over 3. So to get rid of the 3, you want to multiply it by the reciprocal of that, which is just 3.0. That way the 3's will cancel out and you'll be left with an A by itself. So what you do is you multiply both sides by 3.0, and they cancel out, and you get A by itself. And you get that A equals 3 times sine of 30 degrees. And that you can just plug into your calculator and you're fine. Now to get side B, it's pretty much the same thing, but because you've solved for A now, you can choose to use 2 of these trigonometric functions. You can use cosine is the adjacent over hypotenuse, where the adjacent would be B, and the hypotenuse is 3, and the angle is 30. Or you can use tangent, where the opposite is just whatever you got for A, and then the adjacent is B. It'll involve a little bit different algebra than you did before, but both are ways to get to the answer, and I'll leave you to do that by yourself. I hope that helps.